Can you put your hands on the wheel, buddy? Okay.
When Jared Neumann was pulled over late at night, he looked like a crime scene. Asked about the blood, he said,
I pulled you over because you don't have any lights on.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Are you okay, bud?
Yeah, I just had a nosebleed.
When that didn't hold, the story shifted.
I got in a fight with somebody, and they hit me, and I got beat up.
Where does this happen, in Boca?
Yeah.
No name, no clear place, just enough detail to sound plausible. Inside the interrogation room, detectives didn't accuse. They clarified. When Jared insisted
Where did this happen at?
It was in Boca.
But like where?
It was like somewhere in Yamato.
the detective calmly said,
For you to say that it happened on Yamato, we've kind of done the research, and there's a lot of cameras out there, so we kind of know nothing happened on Yamato.
Jared pushed back.
I don't know why I'm even being questioned about this.
The detective narrowed it further.
We know that you were over by the beach last night. Okay? You're on video at 7-Eleven. Okay?
No raised voice, just facts. Jared stalled.
I don't want to answer any more questions. I feel like I'm being targeted or something.
This moment reflects cognitive dissonance theory. When reality clashes with a lie, the mind retreats into confusion instead of correction. So who was Jared Neumann? And how did a simple lie about blood unravel into a confession to murder? Welcome back to my channel. I don't have many followers, but your single comment is a ray of hope for me. In the early hours of February 3rd, 2020, under the warm and quiet night sky of Boca Raton, a routine traffic stop quietly set a homicide investigation in motion.
Can you put your hands on the wheel, buddy? Okay. Hey, I'm Officer Smith. The reason why I pulled you over is you don't have any lights on.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Are you okay, bud?
Yeah, I just had a nosebleed.
You sure you don't need paramedics or anything?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Are you able to turn your lights on?
Yeah, I was, that?
Okay. Do you have your license on you, buddy?
I don't actually, but I have my identification if you need it.
Yeah, if you have your ID. Phone's there. I don't want to get blood on my... You sure you didn't get, like, beat up or anything?
No, I just had a nosebleed. I get them all the time. And it just kind of broke it out when I was driving.
Oh, okay.
Just after midnight, officers pulled over a white vehicle after noticing it was being driven without headlights. The driver, Jared Neumann, appeared shaken and was covered in blood. Calm weather and dry roads ruled out an accident. Jared claimed he had suffered a nosebleed, then changed his story, saying he'd been beaten during a fight with a stranger.
I got in a fight with somebody, and they hit me, and I got beat up.
Where does this happen, in Boca?
Yeah, it's no big deal to me. I mean, you beat the out of me pretty bad.
Who is this person?
I don't really know him like that. He was just somebody that was arguing with me. Promise I'm fine. I just really like to go to bed because I got to rest up for work, and I would really just appreciate it.
You said you don't have work till Wednesday.
I know, but I gotta...
You don't need 3 days of rest for work.
I mean, I don't get enough rest. I would really just appreciate it.
So you're going to sleep from now till Wednesday?
No, I'm going to rest up and just
I'm going to
relax.
appreciate it. I'm going to have FT come check you out, and that's not a thing. I'm not saying you have to go with them, but they're going to check your vitals. Okay. And they're going to check everything, okay?
As officers waited for paramedics, they learned Jared had been living out of the vehicle, which was registered to his father. With no immediate evidence tying him to a crime, police were forced to let him go. Hours later, however, officers received devastating news. Jared's father, Jay Neumann, had been found dead in a beachside parking garage, stabbed more than 24 times while sleeping. Surveillance footage, blood evidence, and inconsistencies in Jared's story quickly made him the prime suspect. Later that same day, he was stopped again, this time for driving without a license, and brought in for questioning. After nearly 4 hours of interrogation and persistent denial, Jared was released. Less than 24 hours later, he returned. This genius but evil guy was interrogated by cops, and today we will look into the psychological aspects of this case.
You a manager at the sub place?
Huh?
You a manager at the sub?
Yeah, I would manage.
No, I said, are you the manager?
No, I'm not the
Oh,
manager.
okay. I thought you were the manager out there. You know, I've been to that one, actually, that firehouse, so.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Went out there, yeah. Do you get to eat for free?
No, we get it half off.
Oh, that's not bad, then.
Yeah.
I think they usually give us a little bit of
The problem is you
discount
don't
and
eat so many subs, though, I guess.
Yeah.
Hook and ladder's your favorite?
No, I like the Italian.
Oh, you go to the Italian
Yeah.
hook and ladder. Alright.
You hang out with anybody from work?
Not really. I don't know them like that.
No? What do you do in your off time?
I just, like watch anime, like the Japanese anime stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that Pokemon?
No, not Pokemon. That's like for 10-year-olds.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying my son used to watch it,
Yeah,
so
like that.
he used to deal with all that Pokemon stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that on like streaming online or is that on an actual TV channel?
It's like streaming online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it on Netflix or something or?
No.
No?
No.
Just like on a website or something
Yeah.
like that? Okay. Besides that, you do anything else?
I listen to music.
What kind of music do you like?
I like electronic music.
Nice.
Any particular artist?
I mean, Crystal Castles has always been something I enjoyed. It's really the major one, but I like a lot of varieties of different ones.
Okay. Alright. Did you watch the Super Bowl at all last night?
No.
No?
No, I'm not a big sports fan.
Alright.
That makes two of us.
Yeah.
So today, tell me what happened today.
I was driving in my car, and the police pulled up behind me and told me to pull over and stop the vehicle and place my hands outside of the vehicle so they could see them, and then told me to step out of the car, and then I think he told me to step back, and then I think they put me in handcuffs at that point, and I asked them what was going on, and they said they were going to tell me later, and that is what happened.
That's
Okay.
our job.
Yeah.
Peak and Hamley start with food, work, anime, and casual banter because friendliness triggers the reciprocity norm. When someone gives you warmth and patience, you feel pressure to give back with cooperation. It's not small talk. It's a key to the door. Once Jared accepts their tone is safe, he starts filling silence with details, and those low-stakes details later become the measuring stick for truth.
Did they tell you at all why you were arrested?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Okay. Do you know what the deal is with your license?
I guess it's a learner's permit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get it updated, it was just,
You never took your real driving test?
not yet.
Okay.
Did you
Yeah.
take that in high school or anything, your driving test?
No. I just should have got it done, I just didn't, I just wasn't.
How do you get your car registered and everything with no license?
I don't know.
Is it registered? Everything is up to date?
Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't give you tickets for that,
No.
just for not having a license?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, do you have, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Because probably what happened is, they were probably trying to send you notifications that you didn't have a valid license. What address are you using? Are you getting mail anywhere?
No.
See, that's what happens. Division of Motor Vehicle,
Yeah.
whatever your learner's permit has on it for an address, that's where they're probably sending you notifications to update your driver's license and stuff.
Okay.
Is that still an old address that's on your permit?
Yeah, that I don't have that address anymore.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably what's happening, because that's the only address, and because it's the way the mail goes, it'll go there, and if not, it gets sent back to the state.
Yeah.
There's no notification.
Yeah. So you got to make sure that you get everything updated. You got to take your tests and everything. Because do you even have insurance on the car or anything? Like if you get into an accident?
I should have insurance, yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes that gets messed up if the vehicle is not registered properly. If you don't have a license and stuff like that, they won't even give you insurance on your car. And then if you get into an accident, you're going to get sued, and
Oh, yeah.
that's not going to be good.
No, it wouldn't.
So you need to make sure you get that stuff updated, okay? Because I think that they said, I think that your tag expired too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's probably the same thing. You're not able to renew it because of your driver's license and stuff like that.
Oh,
Okay.
you had that car.
How long have I had it? 2 years.
Okay. Looks like it's in decent shape.
Yeah.
And you live in the car? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I do live in the car,
Where
yeah.
do you normally stay? Like, where do you park it at night?
Probably in the Barnes & Noble parking lot.
They stretch the early phase to observe Jared's default rhythm. How quickly he answers, what he volunteers, how he reacts to neutral questions. That baseline matters because later, when they touch sensitive topics, any shift, stalling, irritation, sudden vagueness, becomes meaningful. They're not guessing deception from one cue. They're comparing him to himself.
Do you have friends up there?
No.
No?
No.
Where were you planning on chilling out?
I don't know. I was gonna probably by Atlantic, you know, like just I've been there before. I know some people over there, but they're not really my friends.
Did you see him last night?
No, I didn't see them. They told me to pull over, and I was just like, screw this, you know. I went back.
Okay. Where did you crash last night? Where did you end up sleeping?
In a parking lot.
Which one?
It was like a Walgreens parking lot.
In Boca, Del Rey?
Boca.
Which one do you think that was? Do you know?
I mean, I don't know like the street.
Do you know like what it was nearby?
There's like a Party City next to it.
Walgreens. I can't picture that. Do you remember what?
I think
which
it was
way
a Party
you went?
City. I mean, or maybe it was a different store. I might be confused.
Do you remember which way you went? Like after they stopped you and they let you go, like did you keep going north or did you come back south?
I came back south.
Okay, so you think it was probably somewhere in Boca?
Yeah.
You know, like near the mall or?
It's like I think it's off of like Camino or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down south on the corner.
Okay. Those officers were concerned. They said that you may have been like in a fight and got hurt or something like that, but you didn't want to report anything. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Do you want to talk to us about what happened?
I mean, I'm okay. I don't really have anything against the person who did that. I just.
Do you remember what you told those officers?
Yeah, I remember what I told them.
Tell us.
I mean, I just basically told him like what happened. Like he just approached me. He was very aggressive, and we argued for a minute, and then he started attacking me, and I fought back, and we just kind of got into a fight, and eventually, you know, he just stopped and got tired and just walked off, and I walked off, and that was it.
They keep rewinding the same story. Where the car was, which direction he walked, what store, what time, what road, because liars burn mental fuel to maintain consistency. Repetition forces Jared to render the lie again and again, and each retelling creates more opportunities for mismatches.
Like when you told the officers out there on the street that you didn't work again until Wednesday, and then you're telling us you worked today.
No, I didn't say I worked today.
Yeah, you did. You told us you worked today.
I didn't say I worked today.
Sunday, I think you said.
I
right?
said Sunday.
Yesterday. So you didn't work today at all?
No.
Okay.
Well, there's just certain things that you've been telling us that just kind of don't, like, they're like really easy questions that, like, it seems like you're not telling us the truth on, so I don't really understand
It's
why
like,
you'd
I
be...
just feel like, you know, it's like kind of prying into my personal life, you know, I don't know you people like that, like, what is this about? I mean...
Well, you had a lot of blood on you last night when they came
That's
into
my
contact.
problem, really.
Right,
I mean,
but when a violent crime happens in Boca, then it becomes our problem because we have somebody out there who
But
might be
I
hurting people.
can't go get the guy for you. I don't know where he lives. I don't know him like that.
Right.
There's nothing I can do about
Well,
that.
sometimes what happens, Jared, is that people get scared and they don't always want to tell us things. Because, like I said, me and my partner, when we heard the information early today and last night, we did some research. So, and again, there may be reasons you don't want to tell us. I'm not sure. You might be nervous. You might have forgotten.
It's just not a big deal to me.
Right. Well, to you it's not, but to us it is. So for you to say that it happened on Yamato, we've kind of done the research, and there's a lot of cameras out there. So we kind of know nothing happened on Yamato.
Okay.
So we kind of want to get an idea of where things happened, so that even if you don't want to do anything about it, at least we can kind of get an idea, so if something else happens with this person. So that's why we just want you to be honest with us.
I don't have anything else I can tell you. I mean, what else do you want me to say? I mean,
Where did this whole thing happen? Tell us that.
Didn't I already say it?
But I don't think it happened on Yamato.
Okay, so where did it happen?
Well, that's what, you were there, so, and again, if there's a reason, I understand if it didn't happen on Yamato and it happened somewhere else and you just don't want to tell us that, that's understandable. But understand, we have to follow up on these things sometimes. And when we know it didn't happen on Yamato, and we know that your car wasn't at the McDonald's, and we kind of know where you were.
The detective repeatedly stacks Jared's inconsistent claims. Whether a fight happened, whether the car is his when he last saw his dad, what he said earlier versus what he says now. That piling effect is intentional. It increases internal discomfort until the suspect either corrects the story or collapses into admissions. Cognitive dissonance theory predicts this pressure point. When a person holds conflicting statements, they feel tension and become more likely to change one of them, usually by conceding some truth.
We're trying to get your side of the story. What if this person comes in, like my partner's saying, and wants to make a complaint against you that you attacked him?
He can go ahead and do that. By all means, if he wants to say that, then he can come in and say it.
Is that what happened?
What?
That you attacked him?
No, but if he wants to say that, that's fine.
Well, and that's why we have to do an investigation and kind of, get to the truth about what happened. I can tell you, Jared, in most places nowadays, there's video.
Yeah.
Of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you go into a store and buy things, whether you're driving in your car, there's video. That's kind of why I asked you, does anybody else drive your car?
No.
Even places like McDonald's, they have interior and exterior video. LA Fitness has video. All these places that you're saying that you go to and stuff like that, they all have video.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're saying, you said you're on Yamato, but we've already kind of checked that out, and that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because when we have that call from Del Rey and you had that much blood on you, and they tell us you get in a fight on Yamato, we got to go and make sure that the other person's not on the ground, totally injured.
Well, they were. You probably would have seen them, right?
Right, and they weren't.
Right.
And that's why we had to kind of check about. Right, and that's kind of how we had to check about your story about it happening over there.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't believe it happened over there.
All right.
So what can you tell us about what actually happened?
I don't have any more information. Whatever I said is what I've said.
Were you by the beach yesterday?
I mean, what is this about?
Just asking you, were you by the beach yesterday?
I don't want to answer any more questions. I feel like I'm being targeted for something.
Hang on a minute.
Jared wants to be seen as a victim of a random attack and a private person being targeted. The detectives keep showing that his story requires too many unlikely coincidences. Wrong location, wrong ownership, wrong relationship details. As the gap between his self-image and the evidence grows, cognitive dissonance spikes, and he tries to reduce it by reframing. This is personal, stonewalling, or changing details. Each move making him look less credible.
There's a couple things I want to go over with you, okay? And I'm going to talk, and I just want you to listen to what I've got to say, okay? And afterwards, if you have something to say about it, you can tell me, okay? But there's some stuff that's concerning to us, okay? And we know certain things, and the reason we ask you certain questions is because we kind of already know the answer to them. So we're waiting to kind of see how honest you're going to be with us. So that's why we do these things. So we know that you were over by the beach last night, okay? You're on video at 7-Eleven, okay? We know, I don't know why, you're distancing yourself from your dad. You don't want to talk about your dad. We know the vehicle's registered to him, okay? It's not registered to you. We know that you guys were together in the vehicle a month ago, right? You got arrested. You got into a domestic with him. You were living down here with him. And you're lying and telling us that he's living with his mom somewhere. Okay, so...
His mom's deceased, right? Yeah.
So there's all these things that you're telling us that you're lying to us about. And I think it's because you're upset with what happened last night, understandably. Okay, but you need to tell us the truth about what exactly happened, because you're lying. There's all these things that we know that you're lying about. Okay? If something happened, people make mistakes, okay? Things happen. Things get out of control fast. But we just need to know exactly what happened. Okay?
What did happen?
That's what we need you to tell us, Jared.
Can you tell me what happened? Because I don't know what happened.
How come you don't know what happened?
What did happen? I don't even know what we're talking about.
Let's start with the 7-Eleven.
What about 7-Eleven?
You're on video there, by the beach, the 7-Eleven.
Okay.
So you told us you weren't at the beach.
I didn't say I wasn't at the beach. I said I didn't want to answer any more questions.
They don't dump everything at once. They drip it. Cameras, then we checked Yamato, then you're on video at 7-Eleven, then the car is registered to your dad, then domestic last month. This is SUE. Reveal evidence and steps to bait a suspect into committing to a version first, then collide that version with facts. The corner isn't built with yelling. It's built with sequencing.
I didn't say I wasn't at the beach. I said I didn't want to answer any more questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain why you said you were over at Yamato when you were really at the beach?
What? This is just very confusing.
What are you confused about? Because I'll help you. I'll help explain it to you for whatever you're confused about.
Since that's your dad's car, how do we get a hold of your dad to tell him that's his car and we have it? Because we got to release it to somebody. Where is he?
I just don't want to answer any more questions.
We're gonna go through the car. We have the car.
Okay.
So whatever happened, you get into an altercation with somebody. We have the video from, you know, everybody wears body cams right now from the Delray Beach Police Department.
Okay.
So we saw how much blood there was on you. I also see the injuries that you have.
Okay.
All that blood was not your blood.
Okay.
So that blood's going to be in your car. Okay? And you know who that's going to come back to?
What?
Who's the blood going to come back to?
What do you mean?
In your car. The blood in your car that was all over you that's not yours because you only have a couple small injuries.
I didn't even see any blood in my car.
There was blood all over you last night. All over your face, all over both of your arms, all over your pant legs, all over your feet.
I can see it on the outside of your car and on your armrest and on the center console. From standing outside your car, you can see it. It's called transfer. That's when blood transfers.
What do you mean?
Like when you get in an altercation with somebody
Mm-hmm.
and you have their blood on you,
Mm-hmm.
that's called transfer. So when you have their blood and their DNA on you, and then you touch something, you transfer their blood onto your car. Make sense?
Like if you
Talking
were to
about the
touch,
fight I was in?
we're talking about the person's blood that you had on you last night.
The guy I got in a fight with?
Whoever you got in a fight with, I don't know. That blood, that was a lot of blood.
We know who you got in a fight with. We need you to tell us who you got in a fight with. We know the person.
I don't know the person.
We do.
When Jared refuses to answer, he's trying to regain control. The detectives counter by showing the investigation continues without his permission. Warrants, DNA, car seizure, evidence collection. This triggers psychological reactance. People push back when they feel their freedom is threatened. They intentionally manage that reactance. They don't beg. They state inevitabilities. The message is, you can cooperate and shape the story, or the system will shape it for you.
Because as my partner said, with all that blood on you last night,
Yeah.
and being in this altercation that you're telling us you were in last night,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have that person's blood on you, and it's going to be in your car. So once we get the
Why is it
DNA,
going to be in the car?
because it was on you,
Yeah.
and you were in the car.
Okay.
So when we get a warrant for your car, and we get the DNA of that blood that's in your car,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to tell us who that other person was and that your blood was on them, and that person is injured. So this is why we want to give you a chance to tell us exactly what happened last night, because you're leaving a lot out. You're not telling us where it happened, you're not telling us what happened, and not telling us who. You understand that? So understand the facts, Jared, that this is your chance to tell us what happened, and maybe like you're saying, this person who you don't want to tell us, maybe they did something to you. So that's what we need to know the truth. Number one, we could start by telling us where it happened. That would be a fresh start. And then we can start believing a little bit of what you're telling us.
I don't understand.
Tell us where it happened.
Where what happened?
This altercation you had last night, where
On
your fingers got
Yamato.
cut. Not on Yamato.
Okay, then I don't have anything else.
Okay. My partner just told you, you're on camera at the beach.
Okay.
Okay. Does the altercation happen at the beach?
No. It was on Yamato.
Whereabouts?
Huh?
Where exactly? Because we were out there, and there's no blood on Yamato. And for the amount of blood that was on you last night, we know where it happened. Well, listen, I don't want to beat around the bush with you,
Yeah.
but we know right where it happened. And this is your chance to tell us.
So you're saying that person got injured?
Seriously injured, yes.
Okay, are they pressing charges?
That's where we're going with this whole thing. We're going to see if they are or we're not.
Okay, so, I mean...
You mean what?
Well, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? If they press charges, they press charges. If they don't, they don't.
They focus Jared on what he stands to lose. DNA will identify the blood. The car will be processed. The story will collapse. Charges may follow. Prospect theory predicts people become risk-seeking when facing losses. But here the detectives flip it. They make cooperation feel like the only move that reduces loss. This is your chance is not a plea. It's loss management framing.
So, I mean...
You mean what?
Well, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? If they press charges, they press charges. If they don't, they don't. You know? I didn't know I hurt them, but if they did get hurt, they're free to press charges all they want, and,
Well, I have a hard time believing that you didn't know you hurt them, considering how much blood was on you.
no, some of it was my blood.
Not a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not from a scraped elbow and a small cut to the top of your hand. Do you remember how much blood was on you last night?
I think so, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Where was the blood on you last night?
It was on me.
Where?
Like on my arms, my face,
Where else?
leg.
Where else?
I don't think it was
On your feet too, right?
I guess.
Is that what you were wearing last night?
No.
No? You changed?
Yes.
Where are your clothes from last night?
Probably in the car,
Where in the car? What part?
where the clothes are.
Did you clean them at all, or you just put them the bloody clothes with the rest of your
Why are
clothes?
all these, what's with all these, like, questions about what I'm doing with my clothes? Like, who cares?
We
Because
do.
Why? What does it matter what I do
we
with my
just
clothes?
explained that person is seriously injured.
Okay,
and
well
you've got
then if
them
they press charges, then that's
Right,
just what
but
they...
part of our investigation
Mm-hmm.
is collecting evidence.
Okay.
And hearing your side of the
So
story.
you said you have his blood or whatever, so you can test it, and if he says he's seriously injured, then he can press charges and you have your evidence.
Right, so
what
that's
else
why
is
I'm
there?
asking where the clothes are, so I know where to get them to test them.
They're in the car somewhere. I mean, I don't, you know, what? I mean, you already have what you need.
Do I? What do you mean?
I mean, you said you have blood in the car, you're gonna, you know, whatever, something, and he can press charges if you want.
So is there would there be anybody else's blood on you or in your car
What do you mean?
from last night?
What are you talking about?
So the blood that's on you is the person that you got into a fight with.
Yes.
Nobody else's blood.
No.
Just that person.
Yes.
That person's blood is the only person you fought with last night.
They get him to commit to specifics. Yamato, McDonald's, just that person's blood, no weapons. I change clothes. Clothes are in the car. Once spoken, those claims create a consistency trap. Backing off makes him look like a liar. Sticking with them becomes impossible as evidence mounts. This is why they pin him down with repeated, where exactly? Questions. Every answer is a nail.
I don't have any answers for any questions. I just want to know what you're even talking about. If you hear about my dad, what's wrong with my dad? Is there something you can tell me about my dad?
We would like to tell you what we know about your dad and what's
Okay.
going on, but until we verify some information, like the last time you saw him, like she asked you, we really can't.
What does that have to do with you telling me about what's going
It has a
on?
lot more than you think.
I don't understand.
Well, trust us on this one.
Okay, I trust you, but I still don't understand. I
Okay.
don't
It's a
know.
simple question that she asked you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, you know.
It's a simple question takes a simple answer.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw your dad?
That's nobody's business but mine.
It's unfortunate.
Why? Why would that be unfortunate?
It's unfortunate, Jared. It
What
really
is
is.
What is unfortunate?
Because, as my partner said, you're well aware of why you're here, and you're well aware of the situation that's going on?
No, I'm
And
not.
yet you sit here and act like you are. I thought you, to be honest, when we came in here, I thought you were more of a man, and I thought you were more of a decent person. But for you to sit here and not be able to answer a simple question for us and avoid it, that doesn't say a lot about you.
Near the end, the tone turned sharp. I thought you were more of a man, more of a decent person. That's an intentional self-concept threat. When someone's identity is attacked, especially around masculinity, decency, being good, they often react emotionally and start self-disclosing to repair how they're seen. Jared's spiral, "I'm homeless, I'm poor," shows the tactic working. The conversation shifts from facts to vulnerability, which is often the doorway to confession in later parts.
I know.
Doesn't say a lot of good.
There really ain't much to me. I'm homeless, I'm poor, I don't
That's
have
not an
any
excuse.
friends.
That's not an
I'm not
excuse.
making excuses.
No, you are making an excuse.
Why? What do you mean it's an excuse? I'm just saying that's what I'm saying that I'm not a great person. Okay, I'm homeless. I'm poor. I don't have a lot of stuff in my life.
Okay. That doesn't mean you're not a great person.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. There's a lot of good people who are homeless and poor.
No, they're
Yeah,
not
there
good people.
Yeah, they are.
No, good people have.
They
money.
don't do bad things.
Good people go to work every day and make an honest check.
Oh, yes.
Bad people go and beg on the street and do drugs.
No, it's not. Bad
Yeah.
people aren't doing. A lot of good people beg for money. They don't have
No,
anything.
they're not good people if they're begging for money.
Why?
Because good people work hard.
Not always.
Always.
Absolutely not. There's a lot of people that are good people that work here at the police department.
If you're not working hard, you're not a good person. You're not a real.
Who tells you that?
God.
God tells you that?
Yes.
Okay.
A man has to work.
Okay. What else does God tell you? To do the right thing in life?
What do you mean?
What I mean is God tells you to do the right thing in life, right?
What is the right thing?
Be a good person.
What is a good
When you make a
person?
mistake, admit to making a mistake. Don't lie about it.
What?
And cover for yourself. And be an honest man.
About what?
About everything.
About everything?
Yeah.
I don't have to be honest about everything.
Why not? God would want you to, and if you're a God-fearing man and you believe that God says that people should work hard and only good people work hard to make money.
They do.
Okay. So then you're a God-fearing person, correct?
I wouldn't say I fear God, but
Well, I mean, you believe in God.
I believe there probably is a God.
Okay. And you believe God wants you to do the right thing.
I don't know what you mean by the right thing, because your right thing and
Make
my
good
right
decisions
thing, I
in
don't know
life?
what you mean by good decisions. Your good decision might be different from my
Well,
good
let's say,
decision.
be honest. God wants you to be honest. Doesn't want you to lie.
I've never heard him tell me that.
Okay.
The detective steers Jared into defining what good people are: working hard, being honest. God wants you to do the right thing. Once Jared publicly commits to that identity, the detective quietly tightens the trap. If Jared now dodges, evades, or lies, he's not just contradicting facts. He's contradicting himself. Self-perception theory explains why this works. People infer who they are from what they say and do, so a stated moral identity becomes a psychological handcuff the detective can pull on whenever Jared backpedals.
When was the last time you argued with your dad?
That's my business.
That's what she asked you. I know you always go back to that and you get defensive when you don't
I'm
want
not
to
trying to be
when you don't want to answer something and you know it's not going to look good, you don't want to answer it. I've been sitting here and I
Doesn't
haven't
matter how
I
it
haven't said a
looks.
word for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you had a good conversation with her.
Okay.
And until she asks you something that you get defensive about, you back down totally. And they're simple questions. And you know what it means when you're not answering simple questions that she's asking you?
That I don't want people in my
It means
business.
you're hiding something. Because you lied to us and you didn't tell us you were at the
I'm
beach.
hiding something.
Well, you are.
What am I hiding? Okay, yeah, that.
The incident that happened at the beach is what you're hiding.
The incident that happened at the beach?
Not on the beach, but near the beach.
I consider that a 7-Eleven. I consider that the beach.
Okay, what happened on the beach?
Tell us.
I'm asking you. Why
Well,
would
your
I-
hands are obviously part of it, and the injuries you have are part of it,
I got in a fight, but it wasn't on the beach.
and the blood that not on the beach, but like I say, I consider that area over there on the east side the beach.
Let me
East
tell
side
you.
of what?
Let me tell you this, Jared.
Yeah.
We have a lot of information here.
Okay.
And we have evidence that's going to tell us different things. Okay. We
Okay.
have evidence at a scene that's going to tell us something. We
Okay.
have evidence on you that's going to tell us something. We
Okay.
have evidence in your car that's going to tell us something.
Okay.
So all of that stuff is telling me one thing right now. Okay?
The
But
guy's
what-
pressing charges?
Yeah,
Okay.
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 All of that stuff is telling me one thing. That person was hurt very badly. Okay?
I don't
And
see how it could
listen,
hurt them that bad.
Let me finish talking,
Okay, go
okay?
ahead.
All of that evidence is telling me one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's telling me that everything that you're telling me right now is a lie. And if you don't tell me your version of what happened,
Mm-hmm.
that means that I have to go based on the evidence on that scene,
Mm-hmm.
on you, and in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, that doesn't look good for you.
Instead of dumping the whole case, the detective reveals evidence in controlled bursts. You're on video, there's blood in the car, we know it wasn't Yamato, your phone will show everywhere you went. The goal is to first let Jared commit to a version, then introduce facts that make that version impossible. The SUE model explains why this corners suspects. Liars overcommit early, then get trapped when new details arrive that they didn't anticipate.
Cold out last night, right?
Not that cold.
It's freezing. Last night? It was like...
He's from Ohio, maybe it wasn't that cold.
Last night it was like 50 degrees.
Yeah, it wasn't that cold.
No? Okay. I always thought that's why you got coffee.
Huh?
I thought that's why you said you got coffee.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Well, I assumed that when you get coffee, you're cold at night.
Oh, yeah, that's not something you should assume then.
I don't know. You're right again. You got me.
Yeah.
What else did you buy with the coffee?
What else did I buy with the coffee?
Hmm?
I don't think coffee can buy other things. I can't use coffee to buy stuff. How could I buy something with
We're
the
gonna
coffee?
be smart Alec now?
No,
You know
I'm
what
not being
I meant.
smart, Alec. That's what you said. I'm gonna buy something with coffee. I don't understand the question.
She meant what other purchase did
Oh,
you
I
make?
said a Black and Mild.
What's that?
A cigar?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
It's a type of cigar, yeah. Smokable cigar.
Was that the first time or the second time you were in there?
That was, I believe, the second time.
What time was that at?
How would I know what time it was?
A watch, your phone?
Do you see a watch?
Do you have a phone?
See it was in the car?
Okay, you didn't guess around what time it was?
How would I be able to guess? It's pitch
Alright, I'll tell you what time it was. It was around 9.
Okay, so you already
Okay.
knew what time it was. So
Yeah.
why were you asking me what time it
Because
was?
I've told you, we're trying to see if you're going to be honest with us or not. And
Honest
so far,
about what?
you're not being honest.
Honest about...
About the questions we're asking you.
Now, obviously, you just said you had your car down there with you.
what?
You had your car down there with
My
you.
car down
Yeah.
down where with what?
By the 7-Eleven.
By the 7-Eleven? I didn't say I had the car by 7-Eleven.
She said, where was your phone? You said out in the car.
Yeah, but I didn't say it by 7-Eleven.
Well, you left your car somewhere else?
Yeah.
Did you let someone else use it?
Why would I let someone else use it?
Because you didn't have it with you. And most people, when it's cold out, like last night, don't want to be walking around. They want to be in their own car.
Well, that's other people.
Again, it's in general. So when you make generalizations, it's the majority and the highest percentage of people. You might be that 1% who does things different, right?
I don't know. Just...
So you were at the 7-Eleven at 9?
according to her, I was, yeah.
Well, it's according to the video. It's not according to her. She doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, according to the video, I'm sorry, the video that she saw that said the number 9, yes, apparently that's what time it was.
The detective asks simple questions that shouldn't be hard. Time estimates, where the car was, what you bought, where the clothes are, then watches how Jared answers. Jared responds with sarcasm. Are we going to be smart? Alec? I had 4 guns, maybe 100. Under Grice's cooperative principle, cooperative, truthful speakers tend to answer plainly. Evasive speakers violate relevance and manner. The detective uses these small questions to diagnose deception and justify escalating pressure.
Okay, I went into the 7-Eleven, I bought this stuff, then I went to such and such a location, I
How do
spent
you
such and such
calculate-
an amount of time there.
I don't know anyone who calculates time off the top of their head like that. Like, oh, like between this and this, I did this for this amount of time and this.
I
I've
do.
never met anyone that did that.
I do, I can tell you, I come to work at 7, I kind of know what
Yeah,
I do
but
between
you've got
7
a clock
and
and
8.
a watch you're probably looking at.
Well, I just know it's in general.
How do you
Things-
know off the top of your head what time it
It's
is?
not hard.
How is it not hard?
Because if you...
Are you like a wizard?
No, I'm not a wizard. at
Okay,
all.
then how
I've
do
been
you
called
know
a-
what time it is?
I've been called a wizard, don't get me wrong.
You've got to be some kind of wizard, man.
I could be.
You like, how do you know
I
what
could
time
be.
it is? I mean, I could never do that. I don't know what
You
time
either-
it
you were
is.
in, like she's
I have
telling
no
you.
perception of
But what
time
she's
at all.
telling you is you were in there at about 9,
Mhm.
and then you went and did some stuff so you could figure I was gone for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours.
I have no idea.
What'd you do after you left the first time, like she said? We'll help you out. We'll figure it out. This is what it'll do. My wizardry will come in to help. I'll calculate the time. You tell me what you did after you left the 7-Eleven. I'll calculate in general by the 15 to 30 minutes, and we'll figure out what time you went back.
That's bullshit.
I'm a wizard. I can figure it. Give me a chance. Come on.
Well, then you already know if you're a wizard. So I don't need to tell you anything.
Well, you're probably right with that. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
What time do you think you went back? Just take a guess.
I went back into the store at 7-Eleven at the time I went in.
What time do you think that was? That's what I'm saying.
About the time that I went in.
Not before.
Probably not before. It was probably the time I went into the 7-Eleven. Right when I went in the 7-Eleven. It was that time.
Would you be surprised if it was like later than that?
Later than what?
Than the time you said you went in.
What time did I say I went in? I don't even remember saying
what
the
time.
time.
The clock says you went in.
The 9 o'clock number?
No, the other one.
What other one? I didn't know there was another number now.
Yeah, that's what we asked you. We said you went in at 9, and then we said you went in after that. So we're asking, do you know what time you went in the second time?
I have absolutely no idea.
What'd you do in between?
Why does that matter?
Because it'll help us figure it out.
Figure out what?
What you did in between.
Why does that matter?
Because we're trying to figure out what you did that night so we can figure out what's going on with all these injuries.
I mean, these are my injuries, so I'm okay.
The detective alternates friendly conversation, water, joking life stories. I've been called a wizard. With sharp confrontations, you're lying, we know, this doesn't look good. That hot-cold rhythm destabilizes the suspect's footing. Jared can't settle into one emotional lane. Intermittent reinforcement explains why it's powerful. Unpredictable shifts in reward, rapport, and discomfort challenge. Keep the suspect engaged and trying to earn the easier tone by talking.
I mean, these are my injuries, so I'm okay.
But the other person isn't okay.
Not.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
Well, then, if they're pressing charges, then what else is there to, discuss?
You don't want to tell your side of the story? What really happened?
What side? I mean, I don't even have a side.
I just explained to you, right, what the evidence shows, and it does not look good for you. Okay?
I didn't even know anything happened to this individual. Like, if they want to press charges, I understand, I didn't think I did anything wrong to them, but if I had accidentally hurt them somehow.
What if this individual is your dad?
How could that individual be my dad?
I'm asking.
I'm asking you.
Do you and your dad, let me ask you this, do you and your dad live in that truck together?
No.
No?
No.
So there's none of your dad's stuff in that truck?
I mean, there is his stuff in there.
What is?
What?
What's in the truck that's his?
His stuff.
Like what? Give me some items, for instance.
Why is this your business?
Well, because I was just asking if he... I know it's your dad's business.
Right, so I don't know that he wants me to be putting his business out there.
So, well, he does want to at this point.
How would you know what my dad wants?
I've done this a long time.
Done what?
Remember, I'm the wizard. So as my wizardry...
Alright, but that's not real, so...
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's what you believe in, and
No,
I believe in it.
no.
I believe in it. You don't have to believe in
Belief isn't
it.
anything.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
The
not.
belief and faith is a lot.
Is a lie, yes.
Nope,
a lie.
I didn't
yes.
say a lie.
You
I said it's a lot.
It's a lie.
I think it's a lot. And you can't change someone's opinion of things. So that's my opinion. So I'm not arguing
That's
your opinion.
unfortunate.
If you believe what you believe in,
I don't
you're
believe
willing
in
to do that,
anything. I believe in the truth and I believe in facts, and that's about it.
then tell us the truth and facts, if that's what you
The
believe
truth
in.
and facts of what?
Of what happened last night.
That's none of your business, though. What I do
But it
with
is,
my
because
life,
I do this for a living.
I understand.
So it is my business, and
Is
I
it?
deal in truth and facts too, not BS.
Okay, but still, it's nobody's business what I do with my life.
So you did say that you and your dad live in that truck together? Is that a fact or not a fact?
I'm confused.
Jared keeps retreating to "it's my business." The detective flips the frame. It's not about you anymore. Someone else is injured. That's not just argumentative. It's value-based persuasion. Moral foundations theory fits here. The detective shifts the moral foundation from liberty/privacy to care/harm and authority/order, making refusal feel socially and morally unacceptable.
You say that you and your dad live in that truck together? Is that a fact or not a fact?
I'm confused.
Okay, don't be confused. Because again, when you don't want to answer something or you get defensive, you say I'm confused. So
No,
it's a
that's
simple.
the first time I said
it's a
it.
simple.
Yeah, but I don't want to
time.
answer any questions.
Okay, so the fact is, you said, and I'm just asking, you said that you and your dad live in the truck together, and your dad's stuff is in the truck.
That's irrelevant to anything.
But that's what you said. Is that a yes or a no?
It's irrelevant.
Whether it's irrelevant or not, is that a yes or a no answer?
It is an indefinite, irrelevant thing.
Okay. So the dad who you told us earlier tonight lives with his mom in Ohio. Now just listen to me, just listen. So your dad's mom is deceased, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so he doesn't live with her. And then you told us that you haven't had any contact with him in years, which she just pointed out a case a month ago where you were arrested because you and him are fighting in a parking lot. And then I just asked you a question if you and him live in the truck, and you said yes. And then I asked you if his stuff is in the truck, and you said yes. Correct? Is that correct?
Why do I have to answer that?
You don't. That's just a serious question I'm asking that showed you're being deceitful. And you said you believe in the truth and you believe in facts. So obviously you're lying because you don't believe in the truth and you don't believe in facts. Is that correct? That's a yes or a no?
You just
Is that correct?
threw my head into
Okay.
to another world.
I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. You know what I mean?
No. Not
Okay.
at all.
No, he's trying to explain to you all the things that you lied about today. And that's
Yeah,
why
I don't feel like I have to put my business out there like that, you know?
Well, when it comes to matters that are involving the police and the reasons that we're questioning you, then yeah, it matters.
Well, it may matter, but it's still, my business, and if I don't want to share my personal business with other people that I don't know who aren't doing anything good for me.
Right, but how do you think that's going to look for you?
Look, in terms of what?
When Jared tries to reverse roles, demanding answers, refusing basics, arguing semantics, the detective repeatedly reasserts the rule of the room. Answer first, then we talk. He also labels Jared's pattern. When you don't want to answer, you say you're confused. Conversation dominance theory explains the tactic. Controlling turn-taking, topics, and definitions maintains authority and prevents the suspect from steering away from incriminating terrain.
And you've got blood on you, lots of blood, and you've also got some injuries on you, right? And you're in your car, driving that white vehicle.
Your dad's car.
Right? In your dad's car.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we have the car that's got blood on it, right? That's going to tell us whose blood that is, right?
I didn't know there was blood on it, but okay.
Yeah, there's blood in the car. You can see it in there.
Okay.
Okay?
From standing outside, you can see the blood.
I didn't see it, but if you guys saw it, you saw it, so.
Yep.
It's on the armrest.
I
It's
just
on the
probably didn't notice it.
It's on the outside because the car is white. It's on the outside of the car.
Right.
Okay. So we've got the blood in your car, we've got the blood on you, and then we've got the blood at another place where the person was injured. Okay? So there's 3 different places that we have blood. Okay? So we're going to be able to match the blood at that scene to that person,
Okay.
and also to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you were injured in the fight, right?
Yes.
So you would have bled there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to be able to match that all together,
Okay.
and we're going to be able to match the injured person's blood together.
Why do you need to do all that?
And-
Don't you already know who, like...
Well, there's a lot of blood, so we got to figure out whose is whose. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
So we'll figure out whose blood is whose, and then we'll figure out whose blood's in your car, and
Okay.
whose blood was on your clothes.
Alright.
And then we have your cell phone, right? Your cell phone's in the car?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay. Do you know how cell phones work?
Sort of.
Do you know how they track you?
Non-exist. I don't know how they track you, but I'm sure they do.
What kind of phone is it that you have?
It's a smartphone.
But is it like an Apple, an Android?
No, it's an Android.
Okay. So you have Google on your phone, right?
Like...
The apps, like there's Google Maps and stuff like
no,
that?
I don't use those.
But they're on your phone, right? They
No,
automatically
they're
install?
not on my phone.
You sure?
Yeah, well, from what I've looked at, I haven't seen them anywhere.
Okay, because usually Androids are tracking you using those. They're already installed when you get the phone.
Alright, so what does that mean?
That means that your phone is going to tell us every single place that you went last night.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us where exactly this fight happened?
If you have my phone, you could find it out.
Right. It's just going to take more time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not comfortable talking about anything, so, I mean...
Why aren't you comfortable?
Because you people make me very uncomfortable.
Really? You've been laughing with us for like an hour.
Yeah.
I got your water, you're laughing with us, you're smiling.
Yeah, you think
don't
you're
look
a wizard,
uncomfortable.
though, so
Jared fixates on immediate discomfort. I'm uncomfortable. None of your business. I need work Wednesday. The detective pulls him toward long-term outcomes, jury perception, charges, how it looks, sentencing, and what happens when DNA and phone data come back. Temporal discounting explains why this matters. Suspects overweight immediate relief and underweight future punishment. The detective combats that by making the future feel concrete and close, forcing Jared to think past the next 5 minutes.
Part of why, and that's what we kept bringing back
what
to.
does that matter?
It matters a lot.
If you got evidence, then just, that's all you need.
Not all we need.
Why would you need more than evidence? You have an evidence for a case. I mean...
Have you been to, when you've been arrested, have you been to a trial before?
Yes.
Okay, what happened at the trial?
What do you mean what happened at the trial?
There was a judge and a jury, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you think it matters what the jury thinks of you?
I think overall, yes.
They're the persons who decides whether you're guilty or not, right?
Right, of course.
They're the person who decides whether you're a bad person or not, and how much, if you are guilty, how much time you should spend in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you have a crime where somebody hurt somebody else, and you have all the evidence to say that this guy hurt this other person, and you go in front of a jury and you say, we know he did it, all the evidence says he did it, he won't tell us why, he doesn't care.
Why would you say I don't care?
I mean,
That's not
listen.
necessary.
Okay, so he won't tell us why. What do you
Okay.
think the jury's going to say?
Well, the jury... Oh, wait. Okay, let me think about that. So you have all the evidence...
Everything, 100%.
Okay,
The
okay,
person
I
did it.
understand. You have all the evidence, and the person... you say there's a person on the stand who will not say why they did something?
Yep, they just hurt somebody and they won't say why.
Well, I don't see how that's going to do anything, because if they say why they did something, the jury might be more angry with them. They might say, well, that's not...
What if they say, well, they were hurting me, that's why I hurt them?
Or they show,
Who cares?
or they show a little
Court
bit of
doesn't
remorse.
care.
They do. The jury does
Not
care.
in my experience.
It matters in sentencing and conviction.
I haven't
Because-
experienced that.
Okay, well, it does matter.
Well,
Okay, 'cause
the
that's
law
ultimately-
is a firm hammer that just goes down and people go down with it.
Well, I'll tell you what she said earlier, Jared, and
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't think you care.
No, I mean, I care.
I don't think you do.
Okay, well, what
Because
are we
obviously-
talking about again? What do I
The
care about?
situation from last night, I don't think you really care what happened.
No, I do.
And the fact that you hurt somebody.
No, I'm just confused as to how you even have evidence that I hurt somebody when I didn't hurt anyone last night. So I'm just like...
Rather than threatening, detectives frame the situation as a stark choice. Explain why, or let evidence define intent alone. The decision framing effect shows that how options are presented matters more than the options themselves. By framing silence as self-sabotage, detectives make cooperation feel like the only rational path remaining.
Situation and the person that you hurt.
Okay, as far as I know, I didn't hurt anyone, so
I'm telling you
I
that.
don't know how I'm supposed to care about somebody I don't even know about.
You
hurting.
told us you got into an altercation.
Yes, that person did not look injured to me. They walked away like they
We're
were
here to
fine.
tell you they are.
Okay, then if they want to pursue charges, then I will
Do you care?
accept. I do care. I didn't mean to injure them. That's just I have no knowledge.
How
of
did
it.
it happen? How did you injure them?
I guess when we were fighting, I don't know. I guess I must have hit him. I mean, he hit me.
I can tell you the injuries aren't consistent with fighting. Did you have a weapon on you?
No.
Did you didn't have something to defend yourself?
No, I was fighting.
Okay. Did you fight with a weapon?
How could I fight with a weapon if I didn't have one on me?
That's what I'm asking you. Did
That's
you
what I'm
have a
asking
weapon?
you.
I'm asking you, did you have a weapon?
I answered no.
Okay. You had no weapon at all?
No weapon.
Okay. What do you consider a weapon?
Everything and anything, I guess.
Are your hands a weapon?
Yes.
So you had a weapon.
I guess I did.
Your hands are a weapon.
I don't know.
Are your hands weapons?
Is this a circus?
No, it's a simple question. And sometimes when you don't want to answer things, you have a hard time answering simple questions. Did you have a gun with you?
I had 4 guns.
Okay. Did you have any knives with you?
Maybe 100.
Okay. What kind of knives?
Machetes from the jungle.
Okay. Any other weapons?
I had a laser fork.
What's that?
It's a fork that shoots the laser.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a new scientific invention.
Got me there. I've never heard of a laser fork.
Yeah, they just made it recently.
And does it burn you?
You can.
And again, she said before, the smart aleck answers when you're sitting here.
I mean, you're
Again,
asking some ridiculous
goes back
nonsense.
to the. I asked you if you had a weapon. That
And I already answered you. I told you no. And then you didn't take my word for it. You kept pestering me. So then you gave a stupid
How do
answer.
you
You got a stupid
expect us to
question.
take over your word for it when you've lied to us so many times
Okay, then don't
already?
take my word for anything. You apparently have evidence. What more do you need out of
We're
me?
giving you more and more chances to try to be honest with us, and we already told you what we want out of you. We want the why.
Why what? As far as I know, I didn't even do anything. You can have all your evidence. I'm going to take it to trial because as far as I know in my mind, I didn't do anything.
When Jared gives sarcastic answers like the laser fork, detectives do not challenge or correct him. Instead, they allow the absurdity to stand. This exploits impression management theory. Suspects actively try to control how they are perceived. By letting Jared damage his own credibility in real time, detectives weaken his authority without confrontation. The more ridiculous he sounds, the less believable his denials become, especially if the case goes to court.
The whole situation here.
Why do you just say these vague answers?
Because that's what you tell me, so I'm giving you kind of your same vague answers.
Okay, so that's fair.
I know, right? Good for the goose, good for the gander.
I don't know what that means.
Pants, was that what you were wearing last night?
No.
No? What were you wearing last night with the 7-Eleven?
I was wearing pants.
What kind of pants?
Black pants.
What kind of shirt were you wearing?
A shirt.
What kind of shirt? Remember what color?
I don't remember what color.
Were you wearing a jacket?
I don't remember.
Were you wearing shoes?
Yes.
What kind of shoes were you wearing?
The shoes that I have in my car.
What kind of shoes? That's what I'm asking. I don't know what kind of shoes
I
you
don't
have
know
in
what
your
kind
car.
they are either.
They white, black, yellow, green.
They're probably white, black. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention.
Were you wearing shoes when you got stopped last night?
I don't think so.
Why weren't you wearing shoes?
Because they were in the back, and I took them off.
You take them off for any particular reason?
My feet were warm.
All right, Jared.
Alright.
We wish you the best of luck.
Mm-hmm.
If you decide you have anything more you want to talk to us about, like I say, it's just this whole situation is, you know.
So what's going on? Okay, so you have evidence for something you're saying I did, so...
Yeah.
Huh?
You know, if you want to talk to us about it, you want to be honest with you, we'll talk to you. We're not going to sit here and go round and round.
I'm not going around, I'm just asking, like, what are we
We're kind of
doing?
talking us in circles.
I'm really not. I'm trying to say
No, you
something
are.
and you're just interrupting me and saying I'm talking in circles.
Go ahead, talk.
Alright, so like you say you have evidence against me on something, so what is it? I'm going to jail or something tonight? Okay. Alright, so that's all there is to it then, I guess. I'll just go to trial or whatever.
That's how you choose to deal with it. That's how you choose to deal with it.
What do you mean?
That part's not up to us.
Right.
What? Oh, no, I know it's not up to you. I'm going to choose to go to trial. That's my choice.
Detectives repeatedly press Jared for mundane specifics: clothing colors, shoes, locations, timelines. Truthful memories are retrieved. Fabricated ones are constructed. Source monitoring theory explains that lies require mental sourcing, which increases cognitive strain. Jared's repeated, "I don't remember," responses signal that the memory isn't stored, because it was never experienced honestly.
It's pretty obvious that you feel pretty bad about it, right?
Yeah.
So you think if people apologize and if they seek forgiveness for stuff like that, think that most people can understand if somebody's in a lot of pain that they lash out sometimes, right?
It's not an excuse.
Well, just because something shouldn't have been done doesn't mean that there's not a reason behind why it happened, right? So just because maybe you shouldn't have done that to the balloons doesn't mean that you didn't have a reason.
I didn't
And
have a reason.
I think that
It was just
if
being
you would-
selfish and stupid. I just thought I thought I was in more pain than other people. And I didn't mean to do that.
Well, sometimes I think our own pain can blind us to everything else, right?
I don't know. It was stupid. I was 15 or something stupid. I didn't know what I was doing.
Did you?
Of course.
You're young.
We're all forgiven in life, Jared.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are, man.
No. I don't want forgiveness.
We all do.
I don't want it.
I want forgiveness. I do bad things.
Why don't you think you deserve it?
Because I'm responsible for what I do. And I'm not going to ask for forgiveness. I will apologize for when I'm wrong, but I'm not going to ask somebody to forgive me because that's not something to ask for because I have to take responsibility for what I do wrong.
Do you think that certain things that happen to you in life, though, affect your mental abilities
I don't know. I don't know
and
that.
decision making?
I don't know that much about the brain and how that works.
Okay. Do you think it's possible, though?
That what? That something can affect you that affects you mentally, or something can
Yeah.
have to.
If you experience a trauma, that can affect the way you react to certain things.
I mean, I think I've seen people with PTSD who have like little triggers and stuff like where like certain things will upset them that other people don't get upset over.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen that before, so yeah, I guess.
Detectives allow Jared to discuss childhood trauma and depression, but they never excuse violence. This aligns with trauma-informed interrogation. Acknowledging pain lowers defensiveness, while refusing justification preserves responsibility. This balance prevents shutdown while still guiding the suspect toward ownership of actions.
You're about to throw me in jail anyway. Why do I got anything to say?
A lot of times, it helps you.
It helps me to go to jail.
No, it could help you
Go to
mentally.
jail. It can help me
Get
go
it
to jail.
off your chest. It could help with forgiveness.
Who cares about any of that crap? I'm going to, you know.
I think it's obvious that you care right now, or you wouldn't be so upset.
I don't want anyone's forgiveness.
People who don't care about what happened and have no feelings don't get upset and cry like this. Okay, so you keep wanting us to think that you're not human and you don't have any feelings and all this stuff, but that's not the case. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be the way you are right now. Okay? So I think you're trying to convince yourself that you're not human and you don't have any feelings, so you
I'm
don't...
not saying I don't have feelings, but I don't associate myself as a human being.
Okay, well I think that you're trying to say that to kind of try to block out
No.
what happened
I just don't
and
feel
the way
like
it makes you feel. Because the way it makes you feel is pretty overwhelming. I think you seem overwhelmed right now.
I mean, I'm okay.
You're not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. Everybody doesn't have to be okay all the time.
But I'm okay right now.
You're not.
How am I not okay?
You're crying.
So, it happens all the time.
It's okay to tell people sometimes, Jared. We all do things bad, and we all do things and make mistakes that we shouldn't do. And to tell other people
I
is
did
a
tell you
tough
about
thing.
the balloons.
The balloons?
Yeah,
That's not why we're here today.
that's what I was crying over.
The balloons?
Yeah.
Like I said, Jared, we're here, and like you had said, we don't know you. You don't know us a whole lot.
Uh-huh.
But you got some people you need to answer to about some things.
Why do I need to?
Because that's just what you need to do in your own personal life.
Jared insists he feels nothing and claims emotional detachment, yet his body betrays him. Crying, shaking, defensive posture. Leakage theory holds that genuine emotions leak through involuntary channels when cognitive control fails. Detectives highlight this mismatch, subtly confronting him with proof that his internal state contradicts his words, destabilizing his narrative.
I genuinely care about what you have to say. Okay? You might go somewhere else. I don't know where you're going to end up from here tonight. But I can guarantee you, you're probably not going to have anybody sitting in front of you like this that's actually going to care about what you have to say and actually listen to you.
Doesn't matter.
Why not? I'm telling you, the two of us, in all the time that we've been doing what we do, you know what the number one question that gets asked by family members? It's not where, it's not when, it's not how. They don't care about that. What's happened to that person has happened to that person. What they care about is why it happened to them. And we can't give them that unless you explain. Because, like I said before, everything else is just facts. We don't have the reasoning. If you don't tell us, it just seems like something senseless, which I don't think is the case. I think there's a lot of history here and a lot of stuff that was building up to what happened. Help me understand. Help me understand what's going on in your head right now.
Nothing. I'm really not even thinking.
I think you're thinking a lot right now.
No.
I'm telling you, I might not have had as big of a secret as you have right now, or kept something in as big, but I've had a lot of littler things that I've kept in, and I'm telling you, it feels 100% better once you tell somebody.
By emphasizing what the family will ask. Why? Detectives shift the purpose of confession away from self-preservation toward relational responsibility. Relational accountability theory shows that people are more likely to accept blame when framed as restoring meaning for others rather than saving themselves. Jared begins to speak not to escape punishment, but to explain himself.
I'm going to be going to trial. Because as far as I know, I didn't do anything wrong.
And that's a shame.
And why is it a shame?
Well, I thought we were getting somewhere, and I feel like you just kind of did a 180 on me.
You know, it's just been my stance the whole time. I told you I was going to trial.
No, I know that. I meant more for this person's family. I thought you actually maybe cared about them.
I don't even know that I did anything.
Well, we both know that's not the truth, so I'm not even going to argue that.
I don't even both know it if I don't know it.
Alright. You wouldn't be that upset if you didn't know what was going on.
I'm upset about something completely different.
No.
How can you tell me what I'm upset about?
Because that's not the way things work. I've been doing this too long.
So what does that even mean? You've been doing it for so long.
That means that you're not going to come in here and cry about something random.
It's not random, it's just not related to what you're talking about.
I think that's probably the definition of random.
No, so anything that doesn't relate to what you're talking about is just random?
Yeah, if it's not related to what we're talking about. I'm telling you, I'm probably one of the only people who's willing to sit here and listen to you right now. But,
okay,
you know.
No, it doesn't matter. Nobody has listened to me my entire life, so nobody's gonna
Well, I'm telling you, I'm trying to change that. That's what I'm telling you.
Well, it's not gonna change, because eventually I'm just.
Well, if you don't let somebody change it, if you close yourself off, then there's no.
It's not gonna change. It's never gonna change. So I'm prepared to deal with that, and whatever. That's just been my life. So, that's what I'm used to. I'm used to people not listening to me and tuning me out when I speak.
But have I been tuning you out tonight?
I don't think you have. I understand, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and tell every little part of my life, to just total strangers. And
I'm not asking for every little part of your life.
Or just even one part, because you're total strangers to me, and I don't know any people like that. So, if I had known you for a couple of years, or maybe we were friends, then I'd probably tell you something, maybe.
Detectives point out the gap between who Jared claims to be, detached, unfeeling, and who he's showing himself to be, distressed, remorseful. Self-discrepancy theory predicts emotional breakdown when the actual self clashes with the claimed self. This moment marks the erosion of his defensive identity.
I could talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What happened?
I mean, I think I just had a huge lapse of judgment. My dad, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for why I did what I did because there's no excuse for it, but I was very stressed out and unhappy. My dad would constantly disrespect me, and I felt like I was being bullied and harassed. And when I was in jail, in prison, and around all these like criminalized people, they always talked about how when people do bad things to you, you have to stand up for yourself, and you have to usually, retaliate with violence. And that's been so ingrained in my head that I was consistently, on a consistent basis, thinking about violence when people were mean to me, and I didn't know how to make them stop otherwise. And then in jail, I would be violent to people who were trying to mess with me, and they would stop. So I always thought that was the only way. And when my dad would always call the police on me if I got violent towards him, like physically. And then it just got to a point where I was like, the only way to make it stop is to do this. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what it's not his fault, he didn't deserve that. I just didn't know, I didn't know what I did until it was over, and I realized what I did, and I didn't understand, what the hell did I just do? My dad didn't deserve that. I mean, he wasn't the nicest person to me, but I don't think he deserved to die like that. It was horrible. I mean, I remember every second of it. It was awful. And I didn't mean to do that. I just felt like I was pushed too far, and I just reacted in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I just...
After hours of pressure, detectives released Jared, only for him to return the next day to confess. This aligns with the incubation effect. Unresolved cognitive and emotional conflicts intensify when left alone, often leading to insight or confession later. The interrogation plants the seed. Time allows it to grow.
And so what happened that led up? Take me through exactly what happened.
Nothing really, happened that made that happen. It's just, something I'd been, I just thought of, it just, kind of just came over me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't really see, what, there's just a lot of, there's a lot of, projections of violence in media, TV shows, stuff on the internet, music, everything is just so full of violence now, and it just totally, controlled my mind. I just thought that was how you're supposed to react to people who do bad things to you.
Right.
And I just I just didn't even,
I know this part's hard to talk about, but can you tell me exactly what you did to him?
Yeah, he was sleeping, and I walked up, and I had a knife in my hand, and I think the blanket was over his head, and I pulled the blanket off, and I think I started stabbing him in the throat, and he was curly, it was blood, telling me to stop, and I didn't, and I said no, and I didn't know what I was doing at all, and he fell on the ground at some point, and I started choking him, and I just told him just to go to sleep, stop fighting, just go to sleep, and that's pretty much everything that happened. I saw the light leave his eyes and everything.
Where the knife that you used, how did you get that?
I bought it from the dollar store.
That day or earlier?
That day.
Earlier
that day.
What dollar store?
On Federal.
In Boca Raton?
Mm-hmm.
Is it, what is it nearby?
It's by Chipotle.
Okay. So you went in there and you bought that knife. Did you buy anything else with it?
At the dollar store?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought like a bunch of trash bags and some gloves.
During the final confession, detectives largely stop interrupting. They allow Jared to tell the story fully. Catharsis theory explains that emotional relief comes from verbal release. At this stage, Jared's need to unburden himself outweighs any remaining resistance, completing the psychological arc of the interrogation. In the murder of his father, Jay Neumann, 31-year-old Jared Neumann was convicted by a Palm Beach County jury of first-degree murder on May 15, 2025, after evidence at trial, including his own detailed admissions, undermined claims that the killing was defensive or accidental. Prosecutors demonstrated premeditation through Jared's actions before, during, and after the crime, including purchasing a knife and gloves, attempting to dig a grave, and altering his story to police before ultimately confessing details to detectives. On June 3, 2025, Palm Beach County Circuit Judge James Nutt sentenced Neumann to life in prison for the brutal slaying of his father in a Boca Raton parking garage. The sentence reflects both the severity of the crime and the jury's rejection of self-defense arguments, affirming that the evidence supported deliberate, intentional murder rather than an act of justified violence.